Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and I just got back from the theaters after seeing Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters Afterlife is a 2021 film that's directed by Jason Reitman. Yes, the son of the director of the original film, Ivan Reitman. His son made a Ghostbusters movie. How awesome is that? Now, I'm not going to get into the plot like I normally would. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what happens or even what the setup is because I haven't paid that much attention to a bunch of trailers for this or read up about what this movie is. I try to stay away as much as I could, and I'm glad that I did because this story was a treat. This movie and how it all came together was a blast for me. I really enjoyed this film. I did. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I was able to jump back into this world, how much this movie paid homage to the original, but it wasn't trying to redo it or be a carbon copy of that original film either. Let's talk about some of the actors and the characters. The standout, who I feel is the best new character to the series with this movie, is McKenna Grace, who plays Phoebe. I've seen McKenna Grace, I think we've all seen McKenna Grace in so many things, in a bunch of things, right? She's been around for a little while, even though she's very young. And I think this is one of her better performances because she's very awkward and weird, but very much into science. She's very intelligent. She has a very dry sense of humor. I found myself being amused by her a lot of this movie, and I think that was good and very important because she's pretty much the central figure. She's the main character in a lot of ways, and so that was important for me to care about her. We have Finn Wolfhard, who a lot of people know from Stranger Things, right, as Mike. He's getting old. And I say that, but he's still a teenager. You know, it's not like he's really old. It's just, I still, when I see him, think back to like season 1 of Stranger Things and think of him as being this little kid. So now he's probably as tall as I am. It's weird to look at him and his long hair and whatnot. And I got nervous when I saw him as this character in the beginning because he's the older brother of Phoebe, right? So you're expecting him to be an a-hole. You're expecting him to treat her like crap and for them to not get along, especially because of the age difference. But that wasn't the case. They actually did get along. I mean, I'm not saying they were the closest of friends, but especially once stuff started to happen, they were together on this and they were along for the ride with it. So that was great. Carrie Coon plays the mother, who I very much enjoyed her in her role. A little like subtle thing is going on as far as her backstory and who she is, but I think she played it up very realistic, and so that was great. Paul Rudd. Let's talk about Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is a national treasure. I swear. I know he was just named Sexiest Man Alive, right? Wasn't that a thing that happened? And it's crazy maybe to think about that, but he's just a charming dude. He is. And he is likable. He's funny, but he's naturally funny. Again, he's not trying too hard. He's not trying to go a million miles per minute with jokes and just trying to overly throw stuff in your face to the point to where you're goddamn sick of him. No, he's just a guy who felt like a cool dude. He's the teacher to McKenna Grace, but how he gets involved with the story I thought was great as well. I don't want to go much further than that. There's some side characters and there's some side plots that are all very fun, and let's talk about the Ghost really quick. The Ghost had their own original flair, but also felt like they were a part of the Ghostbusters universe. I loved some of the designs and the attributes, the characteristics of these ghosts and how they were around. I love that this wasn't in the city. This wasn't in New York. It was in like a small town in Ohio or some crap. So I was completely for the change. I loved how different this felt. I've seen some reviews that said that it was kind of slow for them, But I love that this movie took its time for us to bond with the characters, to get to know their relationships, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. Now, we're gonna we're gonna stay away from spoilers, like I said, but the connections that this movie has to the 1984 film, I loved. I can't stress enough how great the story points, the plot points, and some payoffs were as far as connections to the original film. I thought this was great. The ending of this movie, again, I won't get into it, but man, was that ending glorious. I could not have pictured a better installment in the Ghostbusters franchise than what we got right now. And thank God, because that 2016 movie sucked balls. I'm sorry. I tried as hard as I could to stay away from burying that piece of crap film, but thankfully we got something much better. I urge everybody to go out there and see Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's certainly worth it. It's certainly the film that we deserve. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!